Well, I officially lost my job to AI this week. At least my job as I knew it. So I help experts publish books to get more customers for their business. I've personally published 3 books that have generated me 400 high ticket clients, resulting in 2 million in revenue for my business. I thought I was pretty good at this. The thing is, AI can do a lot of the process now of writing a book. And for a little while, I was kind of upset about this. It's like I finally stumble across my life's work and I feel like I'm going to do it forever and I'm happy with things the way they are. And then this tidal wave of AI just rolls in and flips everything on its head. So I was a little upset, but over the past couple weeks, the more I've researched AI, I've actually come to a new understanding about this. For one, I've determined that I am not screwed and that there is a future for me to help experts publish books. And two, I had been looking at this all wrong because not only am I going to be okay, but there is actually a massive opportunity embedded in this whole AI thing. We are at the beginning of a revolution like the Industrial Revolution of the 30s or the tech computer revolution that started all the way in the 70s and, went into the 90s. We are in the AI and robotics revolution right now, the very early stages of that, like Steve Jobs was when he was standing in the garage with Steve Wozniak in the 70s with his dirty t-shirt and his BO, the hippie who had this idea to make a personal computer. He was able to ride that wave up and become very successful, along with Michael Dell and a lot of the other guys that pioneered the computer era. Well, we're in this phase right now where we can literally be like those people, but for the AI and robotics revolution. And not only is this a massive opportunity for everybody, it's a requirement today that we must adapt to AI and become very AI forward in all of the things that we do inside of our businesses if we want to survive, because very quickly our competitors are going to do that. They're going to offer AI tools and services to their customers to make the process of getting what they want that much easier, and then using AI internally in their own company to help with marketing, to help with sales, to help with admin, you name it. We're at this stage where it's almost like if you think about in the 1930s when the bulldozer got invented and the guys were digging ditches and that first bulldozer pulled up, I'm sure they were a little disheartened, like thinking they were going to lose their jobs or whatever, but they had to instead learn how to drive bulldozers. And as a result, productivity went up and everything got better for everyone overall. But had a company shunned the bulldozer and been like, nah, that's just some modern fancy technology, that's not actually going to stick around, with the benefit of hindsight, now you can look back and be like, well, that person would have gone out of business because they were stupid. They didn't leverage this massive upgrade that they had available to them. The same thing's going on with AI right now. Like, it is the bulldozer to the ditch digger with the shovel, and you have to learn how to use it to survive. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Brian Elwood. I was a real estate investor first and foremost. I flipped over 500 houses, bought 35 rental properties, and then I helped people get into the real estate space. I was a coach and I helped them buy their first properties. I did this for 4 years. I ended up publishing a couple of books that got me most of my clients. Over time, I pivoted away from real estate into helping people write books. And like I said, I was plugging away. This was working great. I loved it. And then ChatGPT and AI just rolled in and just steamrolled what I was doing. They could do what I did to 80, 90% effectiveness. And so I was like, what in the world am I going to do in order to stay alive? And of course, there's caveats to this, right? Like ChatGPT can't just print a perfect book. And even if it could, then everyone would have that. You have to actually know like how to tell stories, how to structure a book, how to position a book to stand out in the marketplace, how to craft an irresistible offer to sell behind the book and build a book funnel. There is a lot that goes into what I do. It's not just about books, but still AI can really help with even those things, like writing the copy for the book funnel, writing the emails, helping you create the offer. I mean, it literally has a place in almost everything that I do. So I'm going to share what I'm doing now in order to not only stay ahead of this wave, but also to thrive. And as you hear the story, listen for opportunities in your own business to take advantage of this. Now, earlier we talked about what the guys who were digging the ditches probably felt when the bulldozer showed up that could lift 100 times what they could, and they thought they were going to lose their jobs. If you're feeling like that about AI, here's an interesting fact. In the short term, there was some job displacement when the bulldozer showed up because the ditch diggers were not immediately useful anymore. But what do you think they did? They went and learned how to drive bulldozers. And then a couple of the guys said, I want to actually learn how to fix the bulldozer when it breaks down. They became a mechanical engineer. And then another guy was able to draw maps that illustrated where the best spots for the bulldozers to dig were. What was interesting is that productivity overall went up and the overall number of jobs actually increased in the Industrial Revolution because of the invent of machinery. And so we don't really know where this is going to go, but the same thing could happen in this AI robotics revolution. The number of jobs could actually go up, but not just that, the level of satisfaction involved in those jobs could increase too, because instead of like being a CPA that lives behind a spreadsheet, crunching numbers and helping their client, save money, they could maybe elevate to a higher level of service around finances because ChatGPT can organize all the numbers and spit out the reports for them, which is typically like the part of work that they don't like anyways. And by the way, it doesn't mean that you can't do what you love. Like the blog post that I wrote, which I'm using as inspiration for this video, I wrote sitting at a coffee shop in Denver with my oat milk cappuccino, watching the first snowfall of this winter hit the ground, and it was beautiful. And I did not use AI in any way to help me write that because I really enjoy writing. I enjoy unpacking ideas that I have in a way that I feel like is going to help people. If I want to do that my own way, I can. And I also believe that sharing original, unique ideas without the use of AI should still be the foundation of your personal brand and of your content strategy. I'm not saying that you just need to print a bunch of AI content. I think it's good for business and it's good for your soul and your happiness to still produce original, creative content. However, let's return to the main quest here and discuss the huge opportunity that we have in front of us right now. My wife is an occupational therapist, and she works with adults that have disabilities, and she's considering the idea of learning how to use AI to help her clients. Picture a guy who has Down syndrome or autism and can't really live independently because he doesn't remember when to take out the trash or brush his teeth or clean the kitchen and things like that. AI actually can help them take control over their day and live more independently and even help them navigate social interactions. That's another thing that people with disabilities struggle with, is that they really don't know what to say in like a normal conversation. AI tools are developing where you can have an AirPod in your ear and it can listen to what someone's saying and suggest replies in real time. Now, you might think that sounds crazy, but for someone who really struggles, to socially interact, that could be an absolute lifesaver. There's an opportunity right now to fill that gap. Like most of the companies that help adults with disabilities are not using this technology. And so if you came in and you were like the first AI person that brought the full power of this software and robotics to help that population, you would have a massive business opportunity because the industry is still waking up to the possibilities of the use cases of AI. And this is true in every industry. Where the opportunity is in learning to build AI to support your customers, your clients in achieving their goals. And then you can put that in your marketing and say, hey, I've done this for you. Like I used to be a real estate coach, right? If I was still a real estate coach, I would be all over this. I'd be like, I've built an AI prompt that helps you analyze the top 10 markets for cash flow in the US. It knows all the right data and it can spit out in real time, like where you should be looking based upon the rent to price ratio. I have a prompt that helps you to analyze the potential deals, to actually negotiate with sellers in real time, and to think of what to say and to spit out the offer price and then the seller financing option, and then to actually draw up an email contract to the seller. I mean, literally every part of it can now be automated. So that actually is better for the client who wants to buy a piece of real estate. But then when I put that in the marketing of the program itself, I'm going to stand out from all the other real estate coaches in an industry that is notorious for being years behind everybody. Every single industry has the opportunity for you to build and offer these tools to your customers right now. And not only can you do it in order to stand out and get more customers, but you'll have to do it eventually in order to stand out. So why not go ahead and do it now and be the first ones that actually ride the wave and take advantage of it and really stand out from all the competition today? Because it's kind of hard to be late to the party and still convince people that you are progressive and you are AI forward. Here's a little bit of a snapshot as to what things are going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years. So there's something called an AI agent. And what an AI agent is a piece of software that has been trained to do a specific task. So right now, if you think about if you wanted to run a Facebook ad campaign, you would need to write the copy to get the images. You need to go in the dashboard and actually upload the campaign and set the budgets and split test it and create 57 different, hooks and all that stuff. You would need to build the funnel that you were going to direct people to write the emails for that. You would need to launch the campaign and manage it in real time, killing off the iterations that were not performing and increasing the budget on the ones that were. That's like 7 different tasks. Right now, you have to hire an agency to do that and pay them $2,000 to $5,000 per month, and they create and manage your ad campaigns for you. What people are already building now is an AI agent that can do each step of that process. There will be one that knows how to write copy, one how to create images, one how to create 100 iterations of ads, one that runs and manages campaigns, one that builds funnels, and so on. And so the speed at which you can launch will be much faster because you can do it with trained software instead of humans. The huge opportunity right now is in creating these AI agents that you use to not only run your own business, but for your customers to use based upon whatever offer you sell is. If you can create that and sell that to the market, you have the chance to be first and to offer something that is totally unique and is AI based, which is what everyone is so interested in right now. You can be the first person that says, hey, I built this piece of software and this thing does what you have been looking for. For example, Russell Brunson is known as the guy when it comes to scripting webinars. In fact, I got to go to the ClickFunnels headquarters in 2017 and learn directly from Russell how to script webinars. And his skills blew me away. And I guarantee that Russell knows how to create a webinar 100 times better than ChatGPT does. You can't just ask it to script your webinar and have it give you something good. It would not be optimal. It would not be following best practices or any of that. You really have to learn how to do it. But what if Russell Brunson himself took the time to create an AI agent that then scripted webinars, and he was in the back end always optimizing it and training it on the best practices, because the best practice for things changes, right? It's not just a one-time thing. It's something that you create and then optimize. That AI agent would be able to write webinar scripts very well. And in the future, you're going to have access to that. You're going to have access to AI agents that have been trained on the best practices by the best people. So this is going to make things better for everybody, because everyone's going to be able to design a beautiful thumbnail for their YouTube video that used to cost you $150 and take 10 days for delivery, dealing with the guy on Upwork, you're going to be able to generate that with the click of a button for like 10 cents. And so back to my personal story, what I am doing in order to stay ahead on these trends is and I've already done this a couple of times, I'm helping my clients build AI clones of themselves that learn their writing style, that learn all their stories, that know all of their content, and then helping my clients use those clones to assist them in writing their books, but also in writing all of their content, their emails or social media posts, you name it, like scripting their YouTube videos and their reels, so I can leave them with a real asset that not only helps them get the book that they want, but then helps them create the content that promotes the book. I'm also training these AI agents on best practices. They're scripting YouTube videos like Ali Abdaal. They're scripting Instagram reels like Brock Johnson. They are writing email newsletters like Frank Kern, and they're scripting the webinars like Russell Brunson. They're creating offers like Alex Hormozy. They're also incorporating all the best practices like Michael Masterson's One Big Idea framework, where you only share one big idea per post, or the famous 5 levels awareness, where you only talk about like problem and solution aware content for most of the content that you make. So you position your content to reach people where they are. There is so much nuance that goes into this expert business that I happen to be really passionate about, and I'm paid for all this information, and I'm constantly learning new information. And so my job is to show up and help my clients just instantly be using all the best practices, because the AI clone that I create for them has been trained to do so. Like Gary Vee says, document, don't create, just share stories about what you're doing, what's working for you in your content. Well, I don't always remember to do that. At least I didn't until I learned to train my clone on how to do that in the content that it creates. So now if I ask it to write me 10 tweets, they're all going to say, I did this, I did that. And so you still build a personal brand. You're not just pumping out generic like search engine content. You're remembering the best practice, but you don't have to remember all the things you've ever learned about good content creation, because you can just train AI on how to remember and repeat it. Now, here's a key distinction. I'm not building like an AI clone that would help one of my clients with customer service or doing their finances or anything else. Like, I'm not an expert in those areas at all. When you're building an AI clone or an AI agent that can help your clients or customers do something, it should be very niche, right? Because it has to be trained on your set of expertise. It has to be really informed by someone who is a real expert like you on the thing in order for it to work. We're not trying to create a chat GPT that can answer any and every question. We're just trying to build an AI agent that is really specialized at the one thing that you are great at. So we're still doing the same thing that you already do. We're just using AI to get leverage. So if you're an entrepreneur, look for every way that you can use AI in your business and start doing it yesterday. In the products that you sell, where can you use AI to make things easier for your customers? And then internally, where can you use AI to help you with your marketing, to help you write your book, to help you script your sales scripts or whatever it is? All your competitors are already doing this. And this is the key for you to not only survive, but to thrive moving forward. For example, let's say you're a songwriting coach and you want to get more clients that hire you to help them with songwriting. You can take your songwriting expertise and put it into an AI agent that you can sell a subscription to. And then your clients can use that to help them with their songwriting. For example, I'm a musician and a songwriter. The other night I was looking for apps like this to help me with songwriting. I couldn't find any, so I used Claude, which is my trusty go-to AI software for writing. It did a decent job, but not great. Now, if you took someone like Chris Stapleton or Jason Isbell, and those guys trained an app on how to write great songs, then you would have something special. Then you would have something that you could sell and everyone would be able to really level up their songwriting skills. And that's just one of the many opportunities that are on the market right now, available for somebody to snatch. This AI revolution is upon us. The ones who stand still are going to get left behind. So I will ask you, what is your next move? Thank you so much for watching this. Share this with someone if you found it valuable, and I'll see you next time.